Hello and welcome. This is Peter Palmiotti of Human Studios, and here I am again. Uh, doing two shows last night. It was crazy, but really good time, both with Jason and Dan. And here I am again on this Thursday morning with Eric Faries. Welcome, sir.
Yeah. Howdy.
And if you didn't already know, I'm trying to pass 1,000 subscribers. So if you aren't already, please subscribe to the channel. Trying to grow this bad boy. And doing pretty good. It's slowly growing. And I'll also mention I have a group on Facebook, Create Our Own Comics group. And in it, I have a post for those that have channels, comic related, making comics, talking about comics, podcasts, blah, blah, blah. And these are some fellow creators trying to grow their channels. So all the links are down below, as well as Eric's. And you can check out a bunch of my other links down there too. And Landon's here, wondering where I am, I guess. Question mark, Pete.
Pete, are you there?
Am I here? Morning, I haven't gone to work yet, so I'm just in bed. Trying to catch some of the stream. Cool. We're a great show for those hang out in their bed.
Yep.
Oh man, I don't know. I almost never have any issues with my eyeballs, but I don't know what it is. I think it's the heat getting to me or something. I was just outside for a bit and it's like freaking hot. So I have all my cats inside, which is sometimes challenging, but two of them are passed out on my bed and two of them are passed out near me.
I mean, that's how cats be.
Yeah. Well, you might have caught a glimpse of my little one. She,
oh yeah, when I first came back in, the little
yeah,
on the table.
she wanted to lay down on my artwork, but I was like, I don't think that's going to be a good thing. So you go over there. So what you working on?
Just more of my comic thingy. Trying to get this backgrounds and stuff in because I just kind of ignored the backgrounds.
And yeah, how long has Eric been working digital?
Say what? Me? I've been working digital for oh god, how long has it been? Oh, since like 2007, probably.
That's quite a long time.
Yeah, basically, like during high school, I got my first like graphics tablet, and then not long after, I got a display tablet, and never looked back.
Yeah, so you've been mastering it quite some time.
That I have.
Yeah, if you didn't know, I was on Eric's channel last week. And we went for like an hour and a half or thereabouts, chit-chatting, and so this is kind of like a continuation on my channel. But yeah, we've known each other for quite some time, and you've been on plenty of my streams back when I was doing Studio Synergy, which I plan to get to one day. just I sort of have my series now, and things I do are within that series. So I'll bring it back at some point. Right now, eventually, I got Pimp Your Comic, which is Saturday at 1 p.m. So if you're working on your own comic and want to promote it to more fans than maybe you have, you can come here and talk all about it and tell people what it's about, that kind of stuff. So Landon says, does he ever work traditionally?
Sometimes I still will do a few things on, with pen and paper, because it's not that I don't like doing it. It's just I don't have a scanner, so I can't really do it like super professionally. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll do like here. Actually, I can show you. This is a thumbnail sketch for a page, and this one I got a little lazy where I just didn't feel like dealing with the panel layouts until I get into the digital side of things. But yeah, this is on just a very small, like, I took a sheet of paper of like 11 by 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, just cut that in half, and then drew a thumbnail sketch. So I'll still sometimes do that. But for the rest of this issue, or this issue, because I need to add a bunch more pages, it'll probably be all digital, and I'll probably be just kind of skipping the thumbnail stage.
Right.
Because I want to get this done. But yeah, every now and then I do stuff traditional. I have like comic board, like 11 by 17 comic paper. It's just to get a scanner that can scan that size. Like you're looking at like a beginning price of like between $250 and $300 as your starting price, which is absolutely outrageous. Like you can get a regular 8.5 by 11 scanner for like
for nothing,
80 some, like $90 for a good one. You're telling me it costs 3 times that much for what is effectively just 2 sheets of 8.5 by 11 smushed together to make 11 by 17. Like it's not that much more.
Yeah. Well, I recently got, it's a printed scanner, Epson Workforce, forget the number. But yeah, I mean, anything that you need costs money.
Yeah, and if you need anything that's worth buying, then it's going to cost a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't. It's like, actually, I had it was also a printed scanner, but it was like a 8.5 by 11. I forget what the brand was. It might have been an HP. But I was much more comfortable with that in many ways because it was simpler, and I liked the driver program that it had. And this is a lot more complicated, like the stupid program. I have to just work around it to make it do what I wanted to do. And yeah, it's a pain in the ass, but I get the job done. It's just not as it's just more complicated. I don't know. I was talking to somebody the other day that was talking about their scanner program and trying to help them out. And it's just more, for whatever reason, it's more complicated. As you get more sophisticated, I guess.
Yeah, because I know with like some software, like with Photoshop, like, because one thing I could do, I know people usually recommend, like, will say this when you say you can't afford a big scanner, it's like, oh, just get a normal scanner and scan your page like 2 or 3 times and then meld it together in software. And if you've got something like Photoshop, yeah, that's super easy because it can automate the process with AI. But I refuse to pay for Adobe's buggy garbage.
Oh yeah.
just for one feature. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know if Clip Studio has that. I actually should check to see if Clip Studio has a feature like that.
I have Clip Studio. It's not the latest. Although I think somebody told me that I could just get it updated because I got whatever number it is.
Yeah, if you've
Well,
already got a version,
yeah,
you can pay less to upgrade, and if you wait for a sale, then you pay even less to upgrade.
yeah, and they always run sales at least once a year. It seems.
Oh, more than yeah, they're running
Yeah,
sales all the freaking time. It's amazing,
yeah, they're very good about that. But yeah, I
and it's
totally
a
agree. Like,
one-time pay.
I don't want to. I don't want to pay a monthly thing for Photoshop, so
Yeah.
I'm not a Photoshop guy.
Yeah, and I'm perfectly fine with Clip Studio. Like Clip Studio to me is much better because it's tailored to artists first and foremost. That was never Photoshop's like real big thing. It was more of a photo editing thing for professional photo editors and graphic designers, which is fine. And they even made their Illustrator program to make it even more like for graphic designers to do like logos and stuff. But
Right.
literally from the ground up, Clip Studio Paint was designed for you know, comic artists and animators, considering it's literally just a part of a software suite that they originally had made for animation that they just kind of made its own thing for artists to
Yeah.
just use.
It's pretty awesome what you can do with it.
Yep. And I mean, for Christ's sakes, it has 3D models like built in. Like you could just load 3D models, pose them, and use them as a reference.
Yeah.
That's
That's,
amazing.
I was watching somebody play with that the other day, and it's pretty awesome. It's very helpful. I'll have to learn that.
Yeah, like how do you think I got some of this like suplex posing? Like I
Yep.
had to use a 3D model because I'm like, oh, I've never drawn this before. What's this supposed to look like?
Right. Yeah, I was watching you too. It's funny.
Being
Pretty
very loose
cool.
with my effect lines right now. Because I'm just like, I don't want to like pull out a ruler tool and all that stuff. I'll just throw a couple lines in here. It's fine. I probably should be doing this on a different layer. Now that I'm thinking about it, since I am going to have to color these. Whoops.
Well,
Oh well. Hindsight's always 2020.
yeah. Let's see. Um, Landon says it's funny. People think cartooning should be easy and fast, but the truth is that doing cartooning well can be just as time consuming as realistic
Well,
styles.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because we have
Um,
less work. We have less lines to work with to make something convincing.
yeah. I mean, I find it harder because I'm a sucker for layers and layers of detail.
Yeah.
I find it harder to do something that's simplistic and make it look decent. you know.
Yeah. Because when you have more lines to work with, you can kind of cover up any small errors. You can kind of like build on top of it. But when you're drawing a character where this is all the muscle detail you're getting from me, like I have to make this look convincing with
Yeah.
so much less. Um,
Yeah, I was pulling together the cover for this episode, and where did I go? Went to your Instagram, and yeah, I was just impressed about the simplicity and the quality of the pieces that I threw up there, and it's like he's not faking it. He knows what he's doing.
and then I'm always like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm making it up as I go along.
And it's investment, but if you work traditional, it's worth it and necessary. I guess you're talking about, yeah, getting a big scanner. I mean, I absolutely need the big scanner.
Yes, because even though you
Especially,
could stitch everything together, it would be a pain in the ass.
well, you know what I was doing? I was doing the stupid thing. I was going, like, there's two copier places in town, actually not too far from each other. And I was just taking my pages there and having them printed 8.5 by 11, then coming back home and scanning it with the small scanner I had. But as
Couldn't
soon
you have
as,
just had it scanned there?
no, well, if I wanted to pay money, like,
Yeah,
just
but
to
it's
have
like
it,
chump change.
no, they would charge like, $1.25. I forget how it went. It was like the first one was more money. Yeah, scanning costs more. It just to make a copy it was like 10 cents or whatever, but scanning costs
Wow, that's
more. Yeah.
that's screwed up. In the
Um,
places around me, you could just get it scanned for like cents per page.
oh, well, that wasn't the case here, but for whatever reason. Um, but once I got more and more into inking digitally, I mean, inking digital files, so Blue Line, I needed a big printer scanner so I can print out the pages in Blue Line. And definitely, now I'm doing majority of Blue Line, working with people everywhere. Let's see. So Landon, I have to work digitally at my day job, but find it less enjoyable than traditional. But that's just me. 3D models can be helpful. Um, Sounds like I just woke up. I kind of feel like I just woke up. Something up with me today. But if you're not careful, they will stiffen up your art. You can't do curvy by sticking to model too much. Yeah. Yeah, I think yesterday was a long day for me, and I actually got to sleep early for a change because I've been getting to sleep later and later. But I've been pushing myself too hard. I got too much to do. Is what it all comes down to.
Sitting here debating on if I want to take the time to add windows to this or just not bother.
There must be 40,000 windows in the background.
Well, no, because like on like the previous page, I took more time to add like a little bit more detail in some of the
Right.
stuff, and so I'm like, well, now we're into like the action stuff where the backgrounds aren't as important.
Yeah.
So like I feel like I just want to simplify it even further and just focus on the characters. That way,
Yeah.
your
Well,
eye's drawn to them rather than the back.
yeah. If you look at typical comic pages, they do sort of make the background fall back during more of the major action sequences. So
Yeah.
sometimes they don't even include backgrounds when there's action going on.
Exactly. Like, I mean, for like this little shot here with this guy, I'm just gonna have that as a solid color. Not sure what I'm gonna do for this page because I know like I'm probably gonna put some type of background for the suplex part, but I'm still not sure how I want to go about that, or if I just want to go the lazy faster route and just say screw backgrounds, just get it done.
Yeah. Landon said, by Kirby, I mean dynamics. Yeah, I get that totally. And Keith Hop is here. Hey guys, I'm listening in the background, sitting down to do some warm-up sketching. It's the best way to start out.
Yep.
Yeah, sometimes when I start tackling inks and I'm not warmed up, like right now I'm not feeling warm. It's like it's I'm actually beginning my day now, as far as work.
Mm-hmm.
I've been up since 6:30. No, actually earlier. I've been up since 5. But I was doing all the other BS in my life.
Right.
So now I'm tackling art, and I don't feel so into it yet. So I'm just doing background stuff, just making progress on the page.
Yep. I probably should do warm up, but I don't. Also, I don't know why I'm coloring already. I jump around on like what stage of what process I'm doing. Because like
Yeah.
this page isn't done. Like this page hasn't been even properly sketched, and yet I'm just like, I'm just gonna color real quick.
Well, I'm sure it's part like it's fresh in your mind. It's like, oh, I should make this, a certain color, and let me do that now, and so I don't forget.
Fresh in my mind or ADD, you decide.
Yeah. A little of both, maybe. Who knows?
Column A, a little column B. Okay, that color is way too close to his like weird skin color, so I'm going to change that for the sake of that popping out more.
Yep. What is today? So, that's right. So tonight, I think it's 7 p.m. My art rep and friend, Philip Russert, launches his comic tragedy on Indiegogo. So he already successfully funded on Kickstarter, and now he's going to go over to Indiegogo and launch there. And he's got some of the covers that he had before recolored. He's got a print I inked over his wife. He's going to make a wraparound cover. So that should be really interesting. It wasn't originally planned for that, but
man, that's cool.
Yeah, and maybe, like the Kickstarter had 17 covers, I want to say. He went a little overboard because everybody started throwing covers at him. Artwork for covers. They're just amazing pieces. Oh, he's got a new piece that's going to be only exclusively, I guess, Indiegogo. It's really pretty neat. But yeah, I think he's doing it on his own channel. I'm pretty sure. So 7 p.m. tonight. So best of luck launching there, and eventually I'm going to hear from him. I'm supposed to be inking a backup with issue 2 on backup story that will go 3 or 4 issues with some other characters from the universe. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm bogged down with work right now, but I also know that I have essentially 3 gigs that are going to be pretty consistent coming up.
Nice.
So it's like I really want to take this time now and hammer out some work that I could say, okay, that's done. I'm done with that project. I don't have to worry about that anymore. Um, like today, I'll finish a pinup that I'm doing for somebody. I do have to run around. I keep avoiding going outside and doing things I'm supposed to be doing.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, it's I should really. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow's a better day for that. Because if I don't go early, then there's potentially things that get crowded in the afternoon. But things I can't avoid, necessary things.
Yeah. The adult life.
Yeah. Since my cats are lazy and they don't do anything for me.
Darn cats.
Yeah.
I just did that, and then I just did that. Okay.
And Dori's here. Hey, Dori. Good morning. Yeah, I guess we're being kind of quiet.
A little bit. I mean, we're talking to each other, so it's fine.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels a lot more casual. This is not like yesterday I had the other guys on, and what's your history? What influenced you growing up, and like I'm sure we talked about all that previously.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, since I titled the episode "Heavy Metal Cartoonist," you haven't spoken too much, lately. You haven't been on my channel, but about your band and your music, and
Yeah.
you might be interested in that.
Yeah, we had practice Monday. We have practice coming up tomorrow. Yesterday, I practiced with another band that I'm in. So
Another band.
Yes, I am in more than one. It was kind of a spontaneous thing when it became a decision where it was just like, hey, we're a bunch of buddies just playing and jamming together, and then eventually it was just like, at this point we might as well just be a band, and so we were just like, all right, yeah, cool, we're a band now. So that's how that happened.
Same kind of music and stuff, or
Kinda. Like it's more instrumental, but it's kind of the same genre. It's more instrumental because I'm just too lazy to write lyrics right now. Like I'm still having to do crap for my own band, my main band. So I'm like, I don't want to do double the work right now. But it's been fun. But yeah, we do kind of a doom / sludge metal kind of thing, and lots of loudness, lots of heaviness, lots of distortion and fuzz. When I do sing, it's mostly growling, screaming, weird sound. But yeah, it's been entertaining to get to do that stuff because I haven't been able to do it in so freaking long because of like COVID. So it's nice to let the guys play again. Although we haven't played a show yet because, well, we had to book a show. But also we're not sure if things are going to just close down anyway. So
yeah,
things might close back down, and then we'll be like, well, here we are.
Yeah. Well, you know, with your other band, you put music up on, was it SoundCloud and stuff?
I do. I do put some stuff like work in progress stuff up on SoundCloud. Anything that's like officially released would be up on Bandcamp,
There you go.
where it's like being sold.
Right.
Right now, Black Bog, which is my main band, we have like one album, like fully done album that was like our first album. And that was a while ago. That was many years ago. It's not great. And then we have like new songs, but we haven't recorded the new album yet. And all we've done is we did like a live demo recording that you can look up on Bandcamp, but it's just like I want to do an actual thing. This is annoying. God dang it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been interesting to say the least. I'm just gonna add texture here. Oh God, I did not mean to do that. That's not the color that you're supposed to be. There we go. Okay, we got a beep that comes
And then says
here.
that's cool that you do music.
Yeah,
I mean,
interesting.
I know so many people in comics that have that outlet that want to make music.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing. Let's see. I'm like going through my script to see if I have dialogue already written for this page.
Right.
Because if I do, then that'll save me trouble. And I can just add dialogue.
I'm sure
right,
it's like, I forgot to get groceries. I'm fighting this guy, but I forgot to go shopping first.
I should actually use a feature of this program which allows me to add text all at once.
Cool. Yeah. That there might have been a where you could file your script in there and pull it up and.
Yeah, I'm trying to find where the darn thing is. You open the story editor. Yeah, sure. There it is. I was like, where's the story editor? There it is. Okay, so we have a sound effect. Do I have text? And the cool thing is, like, you just have to hit space twice and it makes its own little separation. And then on the page, it shows that as different word clusters that you can put. You can put word balloons and stuff around. So it's really, really handy.
I will mention, and I already thanked her. Thanks again, Dori, becoming a patron of mine. You know, those that want to support me more than watching every single video on my YouTube channel, because that helps too. Wants to become a patron. You know, it's like I always have the best of intentions of making it a consistent thing, but it's more like I throw stuff there occasionally. You know, but I do stuff. I've done stuff recently. I've thrown up videos there and nobody's watching, and I could tell for sure that nobody's watching. So it's like, I don't think my audience wants videos necessarily. Maybe just artwork I can throw there, you know, every month. So some project process, not process, just like early peaks kind of thing. So I think that suffices. You know, most of my patrons are like just, you know, putting money in my account. Like they don't care to see anything really. They just want to support me, which is very, very cool of them.
Very nice. Okay, see, now it gets into the weird crap because this is where I decided I'm going to change my story, and so I need to actually change this dialogue to match. Damn it. um, I need to make a decision on like how many pages I really want to add here.
Right. We got people talking. Let's see. Meredith says, I also do music, which anyone can check out by looking at the playlist on my YouTube channel, but at the moment I have all that on the back burner. Yes. Dori says, did my first full-length spoken word with music album this year. Very cool. And what am I using to find Eric on Bandcamp? I mean, you could
just have to look up
Black Bog.
Yeah.
On Bandcamp, just yeah. Yeah, I put some links of yours. I forget I forget what I put since it was days ago and I didn't look at it recently. But I have maybe your link tree or something there, and I think there's links to your band stuff.
Probably. I just typed in Black Bog just so that they know how to spell it. Make life easier on them.
Black Bog. There you go.
And yeah, that's my main band, or I should just say my first band, and then there's another. Yeah, I need to update the link tree to also have my band.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm very like hesitant to like promote the Black Bog Bandcamp at the moment because I'm not that happy with the stuff that's on there. So I really want to record new material because I just feel like this new material is not only better but also more in line with the sound that we're going for now. That first album was such a mod podge of just us trying to figure some crap out and just not really happy with it.
So the new stuff is more like the Partridge Family. You can look forward to that. I'm kidding. Yeah, I mean that's you gotta find your voice as a collective.
I'm literally having to make up dialogue on the go here.
Well, I mean, what would be different if you were doing it otherwise?
Because I wouldn't be doing it here on the actual page. I'd be doing it in a script.
Yeah.
Also, it's really awkward to type the way I have to type right now in order to make this to make my desk setup work. Because I have my drawing tablets in front of me. My main keyboard is technically behind the tablet, so I can still use like the navigation keys, but I can't type. And so in order to type, I have a wireless keyboard that is sitting. That I made these little these leg standy thingies that like grab onto the top of my monitor, and then the keyboard sits on that. Because I've seen people do that, and there are like official ones, but they're like weirdly expensive. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna pay that much for these like clips that just sit on your monitor on the graphics tablet. And so I just built my own out of wood, and it works beautifully. But now I have to I'm basically resting my arms on my screen while typing, and so I'm typing above.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
It's
I can't type this quick.
Yeah, true.
And this is a membrane keyboard, so it's like it's not. I'm so used to a mechanical keyboard now. It's so weird.
Yeah, I mean, and I got a keyboard and a mouse, and it was probably was it when I got my other PC? So the last, I don't know, 4 years for sure. I've been using wireless keyboard and a wireless mouse, and I'll never look back. It's like,
Okay.
it's, I love not having to deal with wires.
Can't believe I just had to Google how to spell eliminate.
It starts with a W. I forget.
It's like whenever it's a word that I'm like, I should know how to spell this word, but I have not had to type this word in so long. How the fuck do I spell it?
Yeah, it's different because like if you're just writing it out like and traditionally with a pen, and sometimes it flows better from your brain, but if you're typing, it's like get stuck on things like that. But I mean, if you're typing and you get the power of the internet behind you, it's easy to just look up everything. It's actually I'm a better speller when I'm typing on the with internet, not necessarily if I'm doing it traditionally or offline.
Where did my pen go? There's my pen. So yeah, this is what it looks like when you're done typing.
Right.
It puts it all as like it's cool because it makes it one text layer. So I don't have like 10 text layers that I have to deal with. It's just one text layer, and then each cluster is its own little group that I can move around as I see fit.
Okay.
And then I can make adjustments. Okay, let me switch over to the object tool instead of the text tool, so I don't keep accidentally clicking.
Yeah, I'm not a lettering guy, but I do have to figure out better because, like, I eventually want to get back to my webcomics, and I got a few of them that I want to do. And I was just doing block by block, and it was like painstaking, and I wasn't doing a great job either.
Why did I not set that as a default? Not text. I want text caps. Save as default. Thank you. Now I got to. Now I got to go in and set these all to default.
Yeah.
Why is there an O in there? Go away. Can I do this with the object tool? Yes, I can. Aha. Ah! That's why I like this tool, because it allows me to just go in and do quick cleanup edits. There we go. Now I'll do the annoying part.
So I feel like I've been dragging because I've been working on multiple things, and really lately I've only been working on retro on camera. But I just at this point it's like I know I'm getting close, and I just got to start digging through each page and getting them done. So whether it be on camera or not, I gotta make sure like next week. If I don't get a good pile of retro pages fully inked, I'm gonna start beating myself up because it's like, okay, this has gone on long enough. I can't, I gotta be less fussy. I just gotta get these pages done, and so I can move on to getting the rest of it done, coloring and production and all that. I still got to do a final script, so it's like, yeah, August is going to be done. Then I'm going to be working on production coloring in September. It's like I can't delay stages too long because then I'm not going to be able to put it up on Indiegogo before the end of the year. I don't want to be doing Indiegogo during Christmas time.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, especially with what my workload's going to be looking like. I also don't want to be doing too much heavy lifting on my own project when I'm drowning in other people's work.
Yeah, really.
This month I'm like committed to streaming, every day, and it's a lot of fun, and it really does like lift my spirits to be talking to all these creators and talking about their work and their projects, and it feels like I'm really accomplishing something when I'm streaming here.
Right.
I'm definitely growing my channel more, which is good, and definitely exposing myself to the world, as they say. But so I need to buckle down and really make progress. So maybe in many ways, maybe next month will be the opposite of this month, where I'll be on YouTube a lot less. I don't want it to be zero, but maybe a couple times a week instead of every day. So when it comes down to it, it's like, I'm here working on my project, but I don't want to be here working on my project forever and not deliver. So that becomes more a priority at some point.
Yeah.
Must deliver.
Man, it is very obvious that I am not a letterer.
Hey, 24 Hours, welcome. What am I missing? Oh, okay. Dori says, just one of the things millions of gurus have said, always have tons of content for people when they find you, even if it isn't the best. all my content is excellence. Let's see, intro to Odin's Grace is rad. Odin's Grace.
Thank you.
It's a song.
Yeah, that's one of my songs.
Okay.
It's one of the songs on the album.
Oh goodness at 241 excellence. Okay, she's speaking your language, not mine. Oh, cool.
So I just realized I should probably just do this so I can have the diet. Like I have the script over here and see what it's doing over here, so I'm not constantly going back and forth awkwardly.
Yeah. I mean, that could be challenging. Landon says, I must expose myself. I mean, you're all right. Yes.
The hardest thing for me is like getting it so it reads naturally, so you're doing like the whole like zigzaggy across.
Yeah, that's I mean, you try to do that with everything, like with the art on the pages and the way the panels are laid out. But yeah, the final touch is always the lettering, and you can really you can get a crappy page and do things with the lettering that makes it flow better. But if you do if you do bad placement with the lettering, then you're screwed.
Yep. Especially when you have really long bits of dialogue. You have to fit it on a page.
You should beat up your writer. That's what I say.
What happens when you are the writer?
You beat yourself up. Then you correct the problems that are frustrating. I remember some of the comics I grew up on, and I was just talking to Dan last night. We talked about a book called Killraven. The writer on that was Don McGregor, and he also wrote Black Panther at the time, I think. And both of them were crazy. There would be, regular amount of dialogue and words to read on a page. Then all of a sudden you get to a page or a couple of pages where it's 95% of the page is just all this text for you to read. And I loved it. It was so unlike typical Marvel comics back at that point. So word heavy. But it was
the artwork. The artwork is throwing me off too, because I'm trying to follow the squares, and I'm like, wait, no, this isn't how it's going to be laid out anyway. Damn it!
However, you can make sense of it.
How big did I make the text? Oh, I made it 16 and 15 point. Damn it! I should go back and make the text just a little bit smaller. Maybe make it all 14. Consistency is good.
What's the standard? 12.12?
I don't know what the comic standard is. Is it the same as when you're writing up a regular document?
I mean, I think I read somewhere that 12 was recommended, but it's I know from reading a lot of printed comics that it's got to be a good size, otherwise it's too small. And I feel like the too small trend was happening with over at Image with Top Cow. Their lettering just got smaller, and that's when more computer stuff was happening. And this is back then a ways, but I know because everybody's got digital stuff they can read the comics on now, and also the printing capabilities. You could print lettering so tiny and it could be crystal clear but super tiny. But it's ridiculous to try to read a printed page with text so tiny.
Yeah, I know.
So I think that's a fail of many self-publishers and even companies that print their lettering so small. It's why are they buying printed editions if you're not really catering to them, making the lettering readable?
Yeah, really.
I definitely want to make sure that I have a letterer that knows what he's doing, and he's done comics and he's done web comics where I'm pretty happy with what I've read of his, that he knows what he's doing and it's all readable and all that jazz.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good to like take a step back and be like, all right, is this flowing the way I want it to? Because it's, and then yeah, obviously the art's going to help, but I need to make sure that the text alone is also flowing properly before I start dealing with other stuff.
Well, you got plenty of room. You can make it much bigger. No, there's no artwork.
Yep. And this is a sound effect, so I'm not counting that as like
right.
the flow of text.
Yeah, sound effects could be anywhere as long as they're not confusing.
I'm gonna basically have it next to the phone because it's just a beep. So I'm gonna have that like right next to the phone. So really, it's just like a here, down here, here. So almost a full zigzag. And then like it's down here, it kind of crosses over. Yay! It's a
well, I mean, it is one thing to see it like as you're looking at it now, where it's just text, but it's also got to work with the artwork. So I say, well, you passed this stage.
Yeah, but I can make the, like in my head I can make the artwork work
right
in this kind of scenario, because this is more about the dialogue, so there's not as much action going on, so it's mostly just talking heads, so that's easy for me to make that work.
You sort of are not, you're not glued to the artwork. Is it is what it is, and this lettering is going to go on top of it. No, you're sort of pushing everything around.
It's like
if you need to.
Actually, here, let me actually put word balloons around this crap.
What's a word balloon? Eric, teach me. What's a word balloon?
It's a balloon on the page that you put words in. And you can draw your own, but I don't like the draw your own tool, because it's like you basically have to do it all in one movement, and then you get weird shit like this that I now have to fix, and it's just like, that's so inconvenient. I know people find it boring when you have like this, but it's just, it'd be fine if it lets you do it in like strokes and kind of take your time building it.
Right.
Like, so I didn't have to feel like I was like doing this and having to try and slow down and then potentially have to turn on like crazy amount of stabilization to make it work.
Yeah.
Also, why was post correction turned on? Just go away.
So Lynn is talking about, I think that comics don't need to be too verbose. What do you think? Writers want to cram a bunch of words in there, but it's like they say, a picture speaks 1,000 words. I mean, it depends on, everything depends on everything. There are some books I've read that have, some comics that have a lot of words on the page, and it's taxing. It's like, well, a lot of this is just useless words, and it's really not adding anything to the story. And I feel like, it's taken me a long time to read all this, and it's not useful. I don't need to know all this, whatever words are here and so forth. Like when I was describing Don McGregor on Black Panther or Killraven back in the day, I was thrilled with what he was writing and what was on the page artistically, and to me that worked. It's just the balance, and it has everything to do with everything. It has to do with having enough of an intriguing story and well thought out, uses of words, and but if it's just repetitive, like I've gone and read old comics and they had a tendency to be very descriptive, almost describing what's in the panels. In like artistically, it's there, but it's also described in the words too. So that was like, this is all useless. This is all, you can cut half of this out, and it won't be, it would be better because of it.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's a matter of taste, really. What it comes down to, it's because, I've read books that I think have too many words, novels, it's,
Yeah. I
it's
mean,
how
if you look
well
at some of the if you look at some of the old comics from like the old days,
yeah,
sometimes those could get very wordy.
yeah, and it's not necessary. Um, but it's not to say I don't like wordy comics. It's just, it's got to be well done. It's got to be thought out. It's got to be balanced.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. I'll just use the curve tool because apparently it has a curve tool version. So then it doesn't look like super perfect. There. Now it kind of looks like someone hand drew that.
Yeah. It's naturalism to it.
Sure, let's go with that. That works.
Well, at least it doesn't look like it was, like a Peanuts word blend. It's kind of sloppy.
I mean, sloppy's fine too.
But, if I find sloppy word balloons can be distracting.
I mean, it depends on the style you're going for, really.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
I would
that's
probably
why I
be
say,
fine just going with a regular rounded word balloon or something. Like I
right.
probably don't need to be doing this. It would probably look just fine. In fact, what did I see? I drew these myself. I just realized that I drew those myself, and they're all angular. So now I have to
Okay.
redo all this son of a bitch.
Yeah. You created your style already and forgot you did.
God damn it. Why did I do that to myself?
See, that's where I would do things like lettering once I have the issue done, and just go back
Well,
and do
see,
lettering all at
I
once.
well the problem is I don't want to do that. I want to
Yeah,
have the text laid out beforehand. That way I can kind of
right.
work the art around. And also I can
Yeah,
know
that's
what I
true
don't
too.
have to draw.
Right. Well, then it's important that you remember the style in which you did things.
So that's okay. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Stabilization is turned like really far up, and yet it's barely doing anything.
Mm-hmm. Landon says, cool, thanks for your perspective on that, which means he doesn't agree with me. And then I gotta go fun hang out for a bit. Take it easy, guys. Catch you on the flip side here. Cool, man. Enjoy your day at work.
Later.
I am already at work. I am at work doing my work.
I effectively don't work.
Yeah, you just play.
I just try to figure shit out as I go. I make things up as I go along. That is my job, apparently. Stress over everything and make shit up.
Well, I'm sure, like, you've learned things throughout the years you've been doing this, and you're not utterly just pulling things out of the air and slapping them together. You get this
let's go with that.
logic. Yeah. There's logic to what you do.
Sure. I'm totally not just flying by the seat of my pants this whole time.
Right. All right. It sounds like somebody's moving garbage pails in front of my house. I'm gonna take a peek. I'll be right back.
All right. I will try to entertain. So, hello, people who are still here. I hope y'all are well. All right. Let's see. I think I'm gonna have this as like symbolizing that this is coming from like a radio.
That's all right.
That. Oh, it's all right.
I just sound like they were dragging garbage pails over my porch. I was like, "What? What is that?" No, it's like the walls are thin, and I could hear my neighbor, and he was just leaving. So whatever noise he was making was on his side.
Ah.
Yep.
Stop going to my other monitor. Get over here. I recently updated my graphics drivers, and now everything got all weird.
I mean, that's cool. Like, I've seen a setup where my friend had 3 monitors, and he can throw stuff to any monitor, but I guess it can get confusing.
Yes, it can.
Batman did it, right? His monitors everywhere. If Batman could do it, I could do it too.
Okay, now I'm confused. Isn't there supposed to be a thing here? What? Wait, what? Why is the rectangle tool? Wait. Yeah, it won't let me change the. It won't let me change the
thickness.
It won't let me turn on or off the. Oh, there we go. Jesus. Oh, what? Because I was on a vector layer, like it. Yeah. Oh my god. Clip Studio. Sometimes you're an ass, Clip Studio. Like, just because I'm on the vector layer doesn't mean I don't want to like adjust some of the numbers, please.
Right.
Good lord. No, that is not to be 4 pixels. Let's put that to 8. I'm at least trying to keep some things consistent. Brush shape. I want it to be this, please. Thank you. I literally have a bunch of like pens that I downloaded from somebody who made them so they kind of look more like fine liners, so they have a bit of a texture to them.
Yeah.
Which is nice because that means I can adjust things. No, go back to this layer.
Yeah. This page is fun. It's like the last 8 pages of this were penciled years after the first batch of pages.
Oh,
Um, and
lovely.
and his style, well, that's my fault. And his style changed and developed, and it's a lot more, smudgy looking is like an immediate thought, but there's a lot more feathering and a lot less rigid, you know, older style of doing comics. Um, it's because he's doing a lot more painting and illustration, and his style morphed a bit away from comic style. It still looks great and still looks like his work, and as far as I'm concerned, it's fine. But it takes a slightly different approach. And I go into ink. But we've been going over an hour, and I do have to get some other work done today.
It's only noon, sir.
Yes, days are long, but not long enough is how I look at it. And yeah, I'm just so busy doing a bunch of different things. I want to make sure I cover all my bases. So where can people find you, and where you want to direct people to your artwork, your music, all that?
You can find me pretty much if you look up my name. You'll find me in most places. But obviously, there's you got your Twitter and your Instagram, which I use the name Eric Ronan. And if you look at the link in the description with the link tree, that actually has those links.
Yes,
those links are there. But
just need to update your link tree.
Yeah, with like music related stuff every once in a
while.
Right. But yeah, you can find all my stuff in that place, and I do have things like Patreon and shit like that. But I'm planning on waiting until like this first issue gets released to really push it harder, because I'm probably going to be making it so that people who are patrons can get issues early.
That makes sense.
As like a reward for their patronage.
Very cool.
And then YouTube, all that stuff. I do stuff on Twitch. It should be in the link tree thing. If it's not, I will add it. It's basically just twitch.tv/Eric Ronan, all one word.
Do you do Twitch on a regular basis? Or
what's your definition of regular?
I mean, are you there weekly? Are you there monthly?
I try to be there as often as I can, because I mainly do like gaming related stuff.
Right.
Sometimes I do art, but it's mostly gaming stuff. So it's got to be on those times when I'm in the mood for games. And these days, it's not always easy for me to be in the mood to play a game.
Yeah.
It happens. Don't worry.
I should really do that at some point. Like I don't even have a game machine. I would probably want a game machine if I was going to play games, as opposed to
that would probably be good.
Games. Well, as opposed to playing games on the PC, it's like this is all work related to me. It's bad enough that I don't have a TV. I want to get a TV so I can separate work from play.
I only game on PC.
Yeah.
I am a PC gamer. I just don't like consoles at all.
Well, I grew up on consoles,
so did I.
Yeah.
I just really, once I switched over to PC gaming, I'm just like, oh, this is so much better.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to do anything other than this. This is so much better.
Well, you know, I haven't really played a serious game since either Final Fantasy VII or one of the Metal Gear Solids or one of the Resident Evil video games. That's sort of like the last couple I played.
Right.
And I played them all for hours and hours and hours. Yeah, I was mostly a gamer like in my 20s when, you know, like real games were starting to get made as opposed to Pong and, you know, Space Invaders.
Yep.
But yeah, that's needless to say. If you haven't already liked this video, give it a like. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button.
Yes, give it a subscribe.
Give it a subscribe. Become a patron, all that jazz, you know. I got a very special episode tomorrow with my good friend Zoe Bones, which is her legal name. It's not only Friday the 13th, but it's also my 666th video up on YouTube. So we're doing a special horror themed episode. She might be talking about her goth girl kind of artwork. She might also be cosplaying, which might just be makeup. I'm not sure if she's going whole outfit or whatever, but we'll see. It'll be my first interview with somebody who's also has a costume on to some extent. I don't know. Maybe Eric has the costume on. I just can't see. But then, yeah. So really looking forward to that. We've been talking every week. We're sort of each other's accountability buddies, and she's hysterical and so funny and incredible talent. So we get to meet her, and then Saturday, 1 p.m. in the afternoon, if you're working on your own comic, like Eric is working on his right here, and wish to promote it out to a larger audience that maybe you don't have, then come on my channel. I'm going to do an open stream. Come on, you'll have at least 15 minutes longer if nobody's in the green room. Yeah. It'll be lots of fun. Looking forward to that. And then Sunday is Jim Loughran, who's an animator. He'll be talking about his latest movie that he made and upcoming projects and all that. And yeah, I'm just going on and on and on. Let me get out of here. Hit that close out button. And I love you all.